Hey everyone, this is your girl Sharifa, aka Shree, and welcome to the I'm Good podcast, or in better words, the I Feel Good podcast. If you are new here, welcome to the family. This is a podcast where I explore topics on mental health, physical health, nutrition, and everything in between. So if you're trying to get right and stay right mentally, this is definitely the place you want to be. And wait, before I begin, here's some quick info. Why did I name this podcast I'm Good? Simple. Because as people from a cultural standpoint, whether we are down or happy, our favorite response to friends, families, or strangers is I'm good, even if we're not. It's completely normal not to feel happy all the time, but in the midst of whatever you go through, the saying I'm good can elaborate to so many different meanings. So yes, this is the place to be whether you are down, happy, excited, and everything in between. I'm here to dish out knowledge, talk about current topics, and of course, lift you up. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, and tell a friend. Now let's go ahead and get started on today's show. Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain to you really quick. First of all, for starters, it's free. Yes, I said it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I know most of you guys have a phone or computer, so it's so easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everybody, welcome to the I'm Good podcast. I'm your host Shree and welcome. Shout out to all of my new listeners. If you are new here, what's good? What's popping? Thank you so much for joining me and tuning in to today's episode. Stay for a while, take some notes, get your pen, a paper. If you got to take notes on your phone, whatever it may be, listen, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. I really, really appreciate, as I always say each week, I really honestly do. I appreciate each and every person. I don't care if you're new or old, I'm a good fan member, whatever it may be. I truly, 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 honestly appreciate everyone who has taken the time out to listen to the I'm Good podcast. We've been rocking for, listen, y'all, it's coming up to 2 years. I can't even believe it. It's coming up to 2 years. It's going to be 2 years soon since I released the I'm Good podcast, and there is no looking back from here. So thank you to my new listeners, and to shout out to my I'm Good fam. So my I'm Good fam is the people who continuously listen to the podcast episode. So shout out to my I'm Good fam for rocking me. Y'all are my family. Like, some of y'all might really be my family, but listen, I have my podcast family, my real family. Listen, well, my podcast family is my real family. We all family. How about that? So my I'm Good fam, everyone, shout out to every single person who has tuned into today's episode or who has tuned into any episode. Listen, y'all, and I talk about this all the time. It's so important. It is so important to express gratitude. I know sometimes it could be hard. I feel like sometimes it's just like, I feel like the flesh side of you is almost like flesh side of most of us is like, oh, I don't feel like expressing gratitude. But it is very, it is very important to express gratitude and just say simple thank you. Even when you get up, you can just say thank you or whatever it may be. So I always make sure that I express gratitude on this podcast, because without you guys, there would be no podcast. And, in regards to me, like, having the motivation to continue to keep, recording episodes, because you guys, when I'm feeling down and I'm like, I'm just like, I'm not in my best mood, you guys lift me up and stuff like that. So thank you guys, like I said, once again, for tuning in to the I'm Good podcast. Like, thank you for rocking me. And I know I've said this each week, but listen, it's going to be on and upward from here. There's a lot of different things that I have, like ideas of things that I want to take place to grow this community even more. I know right now, we're just like, we're a community, okay? We're a community, but I definitely want to grow the community more. I definitely want to grow the I'm Good fam community so that I can really, reach out, so that you guys can reach out to me. We can talk, whatever it may be. But I have, some really, really great ideas in store that I definitely will be implementing soon to the I'm Good fam and to the I'm Good podcast. So stay tuned for that. Also, too, this podcast is sponsored by www.allthingsshree.com. Use promo code I'mGoodFam at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Once again, go to www.allthingsshree.com and use promo code I'mGoodFam to get 10% off your entire order. As always, if you are listening to this on an Apple device, an iPhone, MacBook, or tablet, make sure you guys go ahead. If you haven't done so, leave the I'm Good podcast a rating and review. It doesn't take long at all. I think you got to put in your Apple ID, something like that. I can't remember. But make sure you guys go ahead and leave a rating review. It takes maybe a minute or so or less, depending if you write a review. If it takes longer, hey, so be it. But a rating is just stars. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. If you are listening to this on another platform, podcast platform, something that's other than Apple, whatever, go ahead and leave a rating on there or comment, whatever type of, setup they have on the podcast platform that you're listening to. Go ahead and leave that information there. And thank you to everyone who has left a rating and review, or who had left. I don't think we have any reviews yet. So I would love to get my first review in, for the podcast episode. But we have ratings, but I don't have any any reviews that I see on Apple side. Now, there might be some reviews out there that I just don't know about. But as of right now, I haven't actually seen any reviews. But go ahead and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Like I said, there are ratings there, but if you guys, don't be scared. I don't bite or whatever, anything like that. So make sure you guys go ahead and leave a rating review. This is a place for positivity. We don't talk about anything negative here. That's not the purpose of this podcast, okay? It's here to lift you up and help you in all aspects of your life. So also, too, thank you to everyone who has checked out the midweek roll call. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out if you have not done so. So if you can see by the title, it says midweek roll call and affirmations. So that is when I speak some affirmations over your life, my life. So make sure you guys go ahead and listen to the midweek roll call. Like I said, it will definitely help you get through the hump of the week. And then also, too, these are affirmations that you can use for yourself. So if there's an affirmation that you enjoy or like, feel free to take the affirmation, put it on a sticky note, because I'm a sticky note queen, okay? Listen, if I hear a good quote or something, it's something about it. I literally had to take down my sticky notes. On my wall, I literally had oh my gosh, y'all, I had so many sticky notes. But for me, I really enjoy sticky notes for quotes, and then also for a to-do list. But I love a good quote. I love a good affirmation. I just love it all. Hence, that's why I do affirmations, and hence why I do quote of the week, is because I love quotes and affirmations. Who doesn't? Who wouldn't? Also, too, make sure you guys go ahead and share this podcast. So you can share with your friends, family, send it via text, whatever it may be. You tell your friends, family on a phone call. Share this podcast on social media. So you can share it on Facebook. Feel free to share it on your Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, whatever type of account that you have. Feel free to share the I'm Good podcast. Thank you to everyone who has shared it. It's greatly appreciated. But like I said, feel free to share this episode. If there's an episode that you really, really enjoy and you feel like that it will help benefit other people, make sure you guys go ahead and share that as well. All right, y'all. So on today's episode, we're talking about eating yourself happy. So what does that mean? We're going back to the food and mind connection. So we're going back to foods that can help bring out the happy hormones or that make you feel good. So we are going to the fall season, because with the weather is definitely breaking and it's getting a lot cooler. Oh my gosh, what is it? And I know a lot of people, and I feel like this episode is definitely helpful for people to kind of, just prepare themselves mentally for the fall and winter. And I know a lot of people go through, and what is the acronym? Yeah, I can't think of it. I know it's called SAD. And it's seasonal depression. Okay, I can't think of what it stands for. Okay, but that's besides the point. But anyway, so with this episode today, I want to bring this episode to you guys because right now, days are getting shorter. It's getting cooler. We're heading into holiday season. And listen, depending on where you live, I live in New York. we might be seeing snow soon. So, things are starting to change, whatever. And there's a reason for seasons. There are 4 seasons and there's a reason for each season. We go through seasons in our lives. So, a lot of people tend to go through, around this time, a lot of people tend to go through, I would say, like depression, or some people feel lonely. This is often a tough time for people around this time of the year, the holiday season, and just, with the days getting shorter, it's getting darker and things like that. So a lot of times this is like a tough time for people to cope with. So I want to talk about certain foods that you can eat, that can lift up your spirits, that can make you feel good. So as we go through these different seasons, these are some foods that you can incorporate in your diet. These are foods that you can incorporate in your diet to keep yourself at an optimal level of happiness. So even listen, we all have ups and downs, but this, and I forgot the acronym, y'all. I swear I did. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But basically, like I said, days are getting shorter, it's getting darker, and it's just so, it seems that we don't have that much of a day. We might be getting less sunlight. So it is important, I will say, to create a routine for yourself, a feel-good routine, a self-care routine, something to make you feel good. Like, even when it gets dark, maybe throw on, maybe there's a feel-good movie that you want to watch, or maybe there's a feel-good TV show. Do stuff to make yourself feel good. Don't use, especially now some people might be clinically depressed and things like that. I'm not talking about that. But, don't try to, get into the habit of saying oh, well, it's dark. There's nothing to do, or oh my gosh, it's already dark and it's 4:00. I'm just going to go to bed. No, try to figure out some things that you can do. Maybe cook your favorite meal. Do certain things that will continue to give yourself that boost, because listen, seasons change. So right after fall is winter, and after winter is spring and summer. So in the blink of an eye, it's going to be summer again. So, do things that's going to make you feel good. And one of the things I'm not going to really talk about that much today is exercise. So, if that means, getting a gym membership. So around this time, a lot of people, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say around this time, a lot of people get gym memberships. I used to work in a gym. Shout out to the YMCA. I used to work for the YMCA, but I would say it's kind of hit or miss, because a lot of times I feel like during this season, during kind of the holiday season, not that I'm rushing it yet, but I know it's September, but I know during the season, whatever, I feel like during the holidays, there will be less people in the gym, but baby, on January 1st, I feel like everybody was in the gym. So kick yourself in that gear. So before you get to the point where you're disgusted with yourself, because we all been there, I've been there, where you're just oh my gosh, I can't keep eating like this, or I can't keep being a slob, I'm acting like a potato, whatever it may be. Do some things that will kind of kick you into the gear of just moving. So by the time January 1st already hit, you already looking good, and January 1st is just going to be your extra boost to do even better. So listen, y'all. So on today's episode, I want to talk about foods. Once again, the food and mind connection, and foods that you can eat to help boost your feel good, your feel good hormones, your feel good, just to boost your feel good hormones, whatever, hormones. Is that the word I want to use? Feel good hormones. Okay. I can't think. I'm is that the word I want to use, hormones? But yeah, so I want to talk about, like I said, foods that will help you, boost your happiness levels. If you feel like you've been down in the dumps, listen, write these down, get a pen and paper, use your phone, whatever it may be, and I'm going to help you to boost your mood. All right. So the first food on my list is spinach. I can't even talk. Spinach can help fight against stress. So this is why this is why this is a good food to eat, to help boost your mood. So spinach contains antioxidants that help fight against stress. So a lot of times for me, if I'm stressed and I eat spinach, after I eat the spinach, I'm not I should have never ate that spinach. I feel so stressed. No, after I eat the spinach, I'm pretty proud of myself that I ate that spinach. So think of it that way. When you eat healthy foods, or think about it this way. When you go to the gym, think about it like this. 9 times out of 10, if you go to the gym, you worked out, went on treadmill and all that, you don't be man, I should have never did that. Now, it's hard to actually get to the gym, the act of, getting to the gym is hard in the beginning, but once you leave, you're not like, I should never went. And if anything, you probably like, oh my gosh, I want to stay longer, or, I want to come back tomorrow. But just to rewind though, but yeah, spinach. So spinach is number one on my list. So spinach helps fight against stress. So it's rich in antioxidants. And then also too, just some other like health benefits. There has also been research that has shown that it may possibly slow down cancer growth and or stop cancer. So that's just some extra. I know today we're not talking about like cancer or anything like that. But that information is important. That information is important to know other health benefits that, spinach has other than, help, fighting against stress and also help boosting your mood. But spinach is a food that you should eat. If you're feeling down or whatever it may be, or you just feel like you need to clean your system, listen, get you some spinach. You can freeze spinach. You can make spinach smoothies. You can saute spinach. Do whatever you need to do. But if you add some spinach into your diet, you will definitely notice that you might start noticing that you're feeling a lot better. So if you've been feeling down in the dumps, or you just feel like you need to like just change your lifestyle, I would say try to incorporate spinach. You can even put spinach in eggs. You can eat spinach for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't really matter. For me personally, I'll eat spinach for like lunch. I'll have like a spinach salad. I don't necessarily eat spinach, for breakfast. Some people do. Some people have like spinach on eggs or a sandwich, whatever it may be. But for me, I just tend to eat it as a salad. Or also too, like even right now in my freezer, I have spinach and I have it frozen. So what I'll do is to make a green smoothie, I'll just put the smoothie, I'll put the frozen spinach in, like make a smoothie like with spinach, pineapple juice, and maybe like some strawberries, and then call it a day. The next one on my list, another food that can help boost your mood, is pineapple. So pineapples, once again, is rich in antioxidants that can help fight stress. It also can help decrease chronic inflammation. So if you know someone who deals with chronic inflammation or who has an autoimmune disease, tell them about pineapples. Tell them the benefits of pineapples and what it can do in regards to alleviating inflammation. It also can help boost immunity. So if you need to, get your body back to optimal health, especially too, if you have an autoimmune disease like me. I have an autoimmune disease. I'm a type 1 diabetic. So if you already know that your immune system is quite low, it is good to eat these foods such as spinach and pineapple. So pineapples is another good food to add to your list to help boost your mood. Number 3, blueberries. Blueberries is another really, really great food to help boost your mood. It is anti-inflammatory, and it also can help boost immunity. So blueberries, you can find them frozen, or you can buy them fresh and then freeze them. You can do I really enjoy blueberries. They're nice and sweet. So if you're craving something sweet, I would say grab some blueberries. And the best way I will say too, as well, I know I didn't really mention this, but I do want to mention this, is that when you're trying to make a change in your overall mental health, like through food, and I know that you can change your mental health through food because I've done it. I saw the benefits. This information I'm giving to you is because I realized the benefits of how food had affected my mental health. I didn't really realize that. And I think a lot of people, they recognize it, but they tend to just be like, whatever. But like for me, a couple years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, when I started eating healthier, I started noticing an improvement in my mood. Like I felt like I had more energy. I felt like, I wanted to do more. I was more creative. I had more of like a happier mindset. And at the time, even though I didn't care for my job, I was okay going to my job. I wasn't still completely happy with my job, but I was okay with it. Versus when I ate like crap, I wasn't, I felt like, oh my gosh, this job is so annoying, but it really wasn't. I mean, it was the job, but it wasn't so much a job. It was what I was eating that was causing my body to crash and to go into a depressive mood. So blueberries is another really great food that you can eat. It is anti-inflammatory, and it also helps boost immunity. Another one on my list, number 4, is pistachios. Pistachios are also an anti-inflammatory food. And we talked about this before, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it, especially for my new listeners. There is a connection between individuals who are clinically depressed or shown signs of depression. And there has been a correlation with research has shown that people who are depressed or have deal with clinical depression, their brain has shown to be inflamed. So there is a connection between like inflammation in the brain and mental health. So Pistachios is an anti-inflammatory food. If you can eat pistachios and you're not allergic to it or anything like that, that is another really, really great food to add. A great snack, especially if you have kids or just as an adult, if you take it to the office or eat at home. If you're working at home, pistachios is a really, really great snack. And also, too, it is also a great snack to eat to add protein into your diet. So for me, I'm a pescatarian, but I'm leaning more towards plant-based. So for me, I don't eat meat. I haven't had meat. I think it's I got to look it up. I wrote it down somewhere. I think it's going into 4 years since I had meat. I think so. But pistachios is another really, really good food. So you can find pistachios in bulk. Listen, I love pistachios. You can find pistachios with the shell, without the shell, with salt, without salt. For me, even though I don't eat the shell, I still actually prefer the pistachio with the shells. I don't know why. I like to put it in my mouth and break it up in my mouth and then get rid of the shell that way. But and there's a lot of actually, well, I haven't looked it up, but if you look on Pinterest or Google, there probably are a lot of recipes that you can use to incorporate pistachios in your diet. For me, I'm not that creative when it comes to cooking. Like, I can be creative, but I have to find a recipe to make me creative. But I'm not the type of person or cook where I'm just like, ooh, pistachios, let me make this. Like, no. I have to literally find a recipe, or it has to come to me somehow or some way in order for me to just be like, ooh, I want to create this recipe. So pistachios. So that's number 4 on my list. Pistachios is a really, really great food to help boost your mood. Number 5, and I talk about this food a lot because this food has a lot of benefits. Let me see if you guys can guess what food I'm going to mention. It starts with an A. I'll wait. If you said avocado, you are right. Yes, yes, yes. So avocados are another good food to help boost your mood and make you happy, feel good. Listen, I kid y'all not. This is the truth, the truth, the truth, the truth. Like, and I told you guys about the whole thing about me drinking pineapples, and I felt good. But honestly, so I remember maybe about a year ago, I had bought this type of bread. I had bought a certain bread from Aldi's. And I'm not sure if you guys know what Aldi's is, but Aldi's is a grocery store. I would say more like a discounted grocery store to some extent, but it's like very healthy now. Like, I feel like they changed the whole marketing aspect of Aldi's, whatever. But I love Aldi's. At first I was like, but I personally like Aldi's. I find great finds. And also too, they geared towards like the healthier side of life, like, eating healthy and things like that. Now they do have, foods available that are not that healthy, but for me personally, some of the foods that I eat, that are healthy, I feel like I find them at a really, really great price. So shout out to Aldi's, okay? But yeah, so I remember like maybe about a year ago, I would buy this bread from Aldi's, and then I would like get some avocado and I'll mash it on there. And it was something about it. Once I had that bread and the avocado, I just felt really, really good. And that's why I said, like, for me bringing this information to you guys is because I actually experienced some of this stuff. Like, and that's why I was like, it's so important for me to talk about this, because I personally don't see too much information about the food and mind connection and, the food and gut connection. I don't see enough information about it. So that's why I like to bring it out there to the public and tell people about it. But I really did notice a difference in the way I was feeling. Now, I think at the time I was, exercising a lot. I can't really remember, but I just remember having this toast from Aldi, some bread. I would toast and I'll put avocado, and it just made me feel so good. I mean, it's the truth. But avocado helps with the production of your feel-good hormones, so serotonin and dopamine. They help with the production of making you feel good. And so it makes sense. And so for me, I'm just thinking it was in my head, but I did notice it, that when I ate this bread and then I would get avocado, and I love avocado. At first I was like, avocado? I used to work with this one girl, and literally she was really into like heavy lifting and working out and things like that. And like for her snack, she would just tear open an avocado and eat it. And I'd be like, ugh. Now for me personally, I'm not that crazy about avocado where I would just rip it open and eat it like that. But like for her, she literally would just eat it like it was a snack. Like for me, I'll get the avocado and I mush it, put some lemon juice or whatever. I don't always have to do like the lemon juice or lime juice, but I do it to kind of be able to like stir it and chop it up. But like for me, I'll get like a little bowl, get my avocado, and then like put lemon or lime juice in it with some salt, some like pepper, and like some type of seasoning. But I try to use or stick with Miss Dash. So Miss Dash is like the salt-free seasoning, the healthier seasoning, especially for people if you deal with hypertension or something like that. It's good to use that. But I like to use Miss Dash seasoning because it is salt-free, no sodium. But yeah, so I mean, me personally, that is something that I noticed. So for me, pineapples was I kid you not, pineapples. I don't. It was crazy. So I started drinking pineapple juice years ago, whatever. But like I would say within the past 1 or 2 years, I started noticing like, oh wait, the pineapple juice does affect my mood in a good way. And so also I learned too was avocados definitely had. Okay, y'all. Sorry if this part does sound like cut off from the other part. The audio did break up, but I want to continue, so I'm not gonna let that stop me. So number 6 on my list is oranges. Oranges is another really, really great food to eat to help boost your mood. As people know, also oranges help boost your immunity. They talk about all the time if you're feeling sick, to get some vitamin C. But oranges is a really, really, really good food as well to eat. So if you're feeling down or you just need to feel good, or you just like, listen, I need something, go ahead and get some oranges. Now you can drink orange juice. So I'm not opposed to juices and orange juice or anything like that. But I will always say with all these foods, the best way to really get the benefits is to eat it in its raw form. So eat oranges, not orange juice. But nonetheless, if you want to get in juice form, like for me, like I love pineapple chunks and pineapples, but 9 times out of 10, I do the pineapple juice for the smoothies. But pineapple chunks, oranges, and we said spinach, whatever. In its raw form, you'll get the greatest benefits. So like spinach, if you saute it, what you're doing is you're taking out some of the nutrients. Okay, so but getting it in its pure form, you'll definitely be able to get all the benefits. But number 6 on my list is oranges. So oranges is a really, really great food to eat to help boost your mood. And last one, number 7 on my list is bananas. Bananas is also very high in antioxidants. It can also help with weight loss. So if you need to shed some pounds, you're looking to lose weight, bananas are another really, really good food to eat to help against weight loss as well as boosting your mood. So I wanted to give you guys 7 foods, that can help boost your mood. And I know I have other episodes on, the mind and food connection and different foods to eat to boost your mood. But like I said, this information, sometimes it will be repetitive, but that's fine. That's the only way, honestly. That's the way you really, create a habit is when you're repetitive with it. So hopefully these foods, hopefully you're able to incorporate these foods some way into your diet. And for some of you guys, listen, some of you guys might already be on the right track. Some of you guys might already be incorporating some of these foods. So if you are, good job. But if you haven't, it's not too late, y'all. It's not too late. If you're still here, still breathing, it's not too late. So you can make out your grocery list, whatever it may be. But don't worry, you can still add these foods to your list. It's not too late. So if you never had any of these foods, which is fine, you can definitely go ahead and get these foods from your local grocery store, whatever, local market, wherever you go to get your food, you can definitely go ahead and get these foods. And then also too, feel free to look at recipes. So look at recipes for things you can do with spinach. So make it fun. Look up things you can do with pineapples. Like make it fun. But as I did say as well, is that to get the most benefits out of the foods that I discussed today, it is best to eat it in its raw form. But nonetheless, listen, if you need to cook it, saute it, freeze it, whatever it may be, you can definitely do that as well. So, all right, y'all. So it's time for today's quote of the week. So today's quote of the week is, self-love isn't selfish, it's important. Once again, today's quote of the week is, self-love isn't selfish, it's important. All right, I'm good, fam. You already know what time it is. We are now at the end of this week's show, and I hope this information was helpful, insightful, and everything in between. Do not forget to go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so to the I'm Good podcast. Share this podcast on your social media. Leave a review and tell a friend, okay? Tell a friend, tell your bae, your boo, your husband, your wife, your bestie, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your sis, your bro, your cousin. Listen, tell your soror, okay? Tell your frat brother. Tell them all, okay? Listen, tell them all. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in. And thank you so much for listening. And I will see all of you beautiful people. I will see all of my beautiful people next week. Bye-bye.